Is this about me?
In April of 2023, an anonymous post on 4chan went viral after it highlighted that one specific talent agency manages some of the largest online content creators in the world. Something that on its own isn't too particularly surprising. What is surprising, however, is where this talent agency, Night Media, seems to be getting its money from.
Uh-oh.
Context.
Did you know that Asmongold and Mr. Beast belong to the same talent agency? And that they are both directly connected to Disney and Amazon? Today, I learned that a company named Night Media literally manages basically every single Zoomer e-celebrity, including Hassan Piker, Nico Lowell, Dream, and those guys. If you ever look at the YouTube trending tab, at least one of Night's talents will be up there. Night Media is just a subsidiary of Night Incorporated. Itself is valued in the hundreds of millions of dollars from venture capitalists and angel investors. Who owns Night? The CEO of Night Media is Reed Duschler. I don't know how to say his fucking name. Who formerly worked for NFL and then went on to be Dude Perfect's manager. The president of Night, Ezra Cooperstein, who is presently Fullscreen Rooster Teeth, Lawmaker Studios. Yeah, got it. Ironically, neither of these guys are the real talent managers, as the position is for their 90-plus employees, including Andrew Pelosi, a former high-up influential.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So, yeah, I had no idea about this. Yeah, I actually had no idea.
As it turns out, this 4chan post was just the tip of the iceberg.
Uh-oh. That's the post? Yeah, there we go.
Night Media is a company that helps manage and represent various content creators and online influencers, most of which you've probably heard of. Their talent roster includes the top 3 English-speaking Twitch streamers in the entire world: Hassan Abi, Asmongold, and Kai Cenat. And also Kai Cenat's entire content team called AMP, which includes Blackboy Max, Phantom, Duke Dennis, Agent 00, and Chris Next Door, as well as many other top content creators on platforms like YouTube and TikTok, such as Safiya Nygaard, Dream, Nico Lowell, and up until just a few months ago, even Mr. Beast.
Yep.
Functionally, Night Media helps content creators in their pursuit of growth and success, while also hooking them up with brand deals and various sponsorships. That being said, beyond that, Night Media also receives an insane amount of money from outside investors.
It's actually not true. Usually, so the way that a lot of talent management companies work is that talent management companies generally don't have any insight or oversight over what talent does, because it's just simply outside of their purview and it's too much work, right? And so, like, why would you want to go around and tell people what to say and what not to say, etc.? And so the way that usually things go is that people generally join different talent agencies, and they join these things because of the different, like, propositions for making money, right? That's basically the way that it works, because obviously, like, it's hard to, you know, like, figure out with, like, some company about, like, how much money you're going to get paid, so you have an agent do that for you. That's the way it works. So it's not your experience, therefore it doesn't happen. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, my direct experience with the thing that's being specifically talked about. Yes, absolutely. And this is also my experience because I'm an owner of a talent management company as well. That's correct. This is my experience.
For instance, in 2022, Night Media received over $100 million in investment capital from the Sheridan Group, also known as TCG, so that Night Media can continue to, quote, invest in creators and manage their roster of online social media influencers.
Yeah.
From TCG's own website, they claim to invest in companies that are seeking to, quote, define culture.
Of course.
Of note, in 2012, TCG received $200 million from investors led by the Providence Equity Group, and another $700 million from various undisclosed investors in 2019. On their website, the Providence Equity Group says, quote, "Our Diversity and Inclusion D&I Committee leads Providence's efforts to build and preserve a diverse culture within our firm and assist in the diversity efforts of our portfolio companies."
Yep. Night Vita comment really struck a chord. Yeah, I mean, I think that I feel like one thing is that the reason why it annoys me whenever people talk about this is because it is stupid people that don't know what they're talking about presenting themselves as if they are thoughtful and insightful. And I always hate when stupid people get together and collectively agree that their stupid delusions aren't stupid. It annoys me. It does. And so that's the reason why it strikes a chord with me. Because I see a bunch of people that don't know what they're talking about, that draw conclusions. Like, is this really a big surprise that a big company is getting investment capital from other big companies? You could make this same video about any company. All of these companies are interconnected. That's the way it goes. You're painting with such a broad brush that effectively it doesn't matter what you categorize. Every place has some sort of, like lip service to diversity, equity, inclusion. They have to do that. Money shuffles around. Yeah. That's really every company that relies on public image. Is there always a conspiracy somehow? Isn't that the problem? I don't think necessarily companies that are investing in each other for it being a problem. I don't think this is really about me. Yeah, I thought this was about me. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. AI, influential social network, AI distribution, etc. Yeah, as somebody who's been, like, again, Stay Safe is somewhat of a blind spot when it comes to finance and economics. I don't see him acknowledge these factors in a lot of content. Well, I think this is really what the truth is, right? Is that premise here is a 4chan post. Stay Safe is really holding all the straws while classic content dries up fast. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not like criticizing Stay Safe or whatever, but what I am saying is that people have a misunderstanding of how talent management works, and I understand it better than they do, period. I own a talent management company, and I've worked with companies like this for 8 years. I'm telling you, this is the way that it works. They don't like telling people what content they need to make because it's an extra level of management. Now, there are actually companies that do that for you. Like, for example, a lot of VTuber agencies do this. So do you want to know one of the big reasons why we don't do that? It's because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of extra money. That's the reason why. So no, that doesn't happen. It's not efficient to micromanage talent. No, it's not. And so you're going to switch them. If they have it becomes big success for Nice Media. Oh, I work with both of them. It's a complex thing, but it's like business stuff, and so it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't really like explaining it. People are confusing MCNs with talent agencies. Yeah. What do they manage now? Wait, so you're part of Night Media? Yeah, I'm represented by them. Absolutely. Yeah, basically, so like this is what happened. Is that so I met a guy, I got along really well with the guy. This is in like 2017 or so, whenever I first started streaming and everything. I met him like downtown Austin through like a friend. And he worked for, I think it was like WME or like another company at the time. And so like usually this is the way that a lot of people do things. And you can ask any other content creator, they'll probably tell you the same thing. Is that content creators generally don't actually stay with agencies. They stay with agents. And so when that agent left that place and then they moved over to Night Media, well, then I just moved over to Night Media with them. It's pretty simple. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. Was his name Lucifer? Yeah, clearly. But yeah, and so the reason why I get annoyed by this stuff is that I think it's people with like a profound amount of ignorance that are talking about something that they don't have any experience in, but they're doing it inside of the context of thinking that they are like that they're like like part of some sort of insider information. Like I hate conspiracy theorists like this whenever I understand it better than they do, because it's like there are so many gaps and like obvious logical inconsistencies that don't make sense. Jet's brain dead? Yeah. And so that's why I get annoyed by it. They ain't piercing a veil? No, they're not. That's not. You're annoyed because it's about you. If it wasn't about you, you would be singing a different tune. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, no, okay, so you're a believer. Let's go ahead and let's go through this. I'm not saying this way in your relationship, but there are many examples where agencies and managers control the content of their talent. Oh, no, you're definitely right about that. Yeah, sure, sometimes that happens. Of course I'm annoyed that it's about me. People are calling me fraudulent and they're saying that I'm a paid agent of some Jewish media campaign. Why would I like people saying that? You control the space lasers? I do. I'll give the person a minute or two, and then I want to move on. They found your weak spots, so they know what gets you frustrated. Well, there's a lot of things that get me frustrated that I make it very obvious for. Like, I don't really worry about people finding my weak spot or, like, finding something that annoys me. Because if somebody does something that annoys me, well, then I just ban them. It's not like, oh, so, like, I don't need to worry about it. Like, why would I worry about, like, oh, wow, somebody makes me mad. Okay, well, then they just get banned and I don't think about them. Like, it's not really a big deal to me. But are people being controlled by agency? You said that's actually not true. To stay safe, saying Night Media gives brand deals and received large investments. The video goes on to elaborate on that, but you closed out on it. Now you're insinuating what the video says without even watching it. So what part of this do you think that what part of this do you think that I don't understand or that I'm misrepresenting? Yeah, how does this work? I know you weak spot, but you got the ban pot. Well, there's plenty of things that people can type that'll make me mad, and I'll just insta-ban them. Like, as I said before, like, I have a policy of any time that somebody tries to make me mad, I ban them. Just because they tried to make me mad. It's literally that simple. Like, just by trying to do that, because I don't want to be treated that way. And so why would I let that? I didn't say that. I said it's odd to insinuate what the video entails without watching it. Well, here's the reason why I did that. And let's follow some logic here. Stay Safe doesn't have any information about this at all. He doesn't know about it. He's not been involved with it. He's not represented by a talent agency. He's coming at this from a complete outsider's perspective. So the only information that he could have would be information from the 4chan post. I've read the 4chan post. To be honest with you guys, the guys at Night Media didn't know about it. I sent it to them. They thought it was fucking funny. So yeah. So there's no source at all. Like, there's no source or information about this at all. Yeah, this is all public information. Space lasers incoming? Yeah. There are people that are being controlled by their agency, so I don't think it's fair to say that it doesn't happen. No, you're right about that, but like, and that's why I use the VTuber agencies. But generally, most talent agencies for like Western content creators do not dictate the content that talent does at all. They don't have anything to do with it. That's really the truth. They don't have anything to do with it because, and the reason why a lot of talent agencies don't have anything to do with it is because there have been instances in the past where people were controlled by talent agencies and the relationship turned sour and the company was put in a bad light. I think a good example of this that a lot of people know of is Machinima. Machinima is a great example of a company that tried to like exercise more control. And then because obviously content creators have more of a voice than the individual agency, it can damage the credibility of the agency in a big way. And that's why, for example, Nija Sanji and all of them, they have such massive and restrictive rules. But that doesn't work as well inside of a Western audience. That's fair then? I didn't know it wasn't part of an agency. I just thought it was odd to know what the video entailed without watching. Well, of course I know what it entails. Because he's basing it off of something that I've read before. Because he has no new information about it. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's just going and using this as an implication to mean something else that it doesn't mean. That's all it is to it. There's just simply no evidence for it at all. And that's it. Why'd you assume he did zero research? Because the video is 6 minutes long and I look through the different frames. It's 6 minutes. Like, you really think you're going to have a research topic in 6 minutes? What are we talking about? Yeah. I know that there's a lot of people that, there's a lot of people who like to put themselves in these conspiracy positions and make themselves think that they're smart because they don't understand something and they put the pieces together where they don't make sense in a way that makes sense to them. But just because you make sense out of something that doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean that that's what's happening. And I think that's what happens with a lot of conspiracies. So you have people that invent conspiracies in their head, and they create basically a connection between two things that doesn't exist because that's what they think should happen, or that's what they would assume. Usually you finish videos before you start. Let's watch it. There's no reason to. I just, like, there's other things that I want to get into. But, like, I don't want to spend, like, all day talking about this, right? That's the reason why. Do you remember the blue thing with Valkyrie? I did. They become delusional? Yeah. That's how the brain works, making connections. It is. And that's why you have to be careful about that. That's one of the reasons why I think that people need to be afraid of that. Is because, like, as soon as you make sense out of something, that doesn't necessarily mean that it makes sense. Too many people trust their own thoughts? Yeah, exactly. It's much easier to think someone's evil and doing something shady when they're successful. Yeah. They can't explain it, so suddenly there's a chariot pulling the sun across the sky. How is this now such an emotional topic? I don't really think it's an emotional topic, but I'm just saying, like, in general, I think what ends up happening is that people that don't understand things, and I think this goes with, like, almost all conspiracies, is that people that don't understand things are more easily able to be taken advantage of by conspiracies. I think you're baiting schizos by not watching the rest of the video. Yeah, I know. It's a good filter. Weed them out. Yep, it absolutely does. You were saying what people don't know about. But I already did explain it. What did I not explain? I'm so, like, you can't even, like, do you even know what you're talking about? Look at this grammar to tomorrow. Yeah, I know, but there's a lot of morons, so I figured I'd give it some time. Why not? How is it that you can talk shit in chat for, like, an hour? I can't type as fast as you can with the questions. Okay. I mean, how long is it gonna take, though, right? I mean, damn. He's questioning your viewpoint when it comes to why furries are real people. Oh, they're not. Yeah, simple. Yeah, that was easy. I'm saying you didn't watch the video. You said you knew what the content was about? Yeah, I did. Of course. Because he's not an insider, he doesn't know any information outside of what was on the conspiracy post on 4chan. It's a 6-minute video. You're not going to be able to expose a company's monetization structure and, like, inner political workings inside of 6 minutes. It's not going to happen. I've already read the post. I know what it's going to say. Yeah, and also the reason why is I thought the video was about me. It wasn't about me. Was gaslighting myself? Yeah. Okay, anyway, let's move on.